Welcome everyone. Willkommen. Guten Tag. Hier ist Kerstin Peters. Welcome to day 3. We are at the halftime point here. And today we will talk about origins and residence, because we want to learn more about the person we meet, not just their name. So let's have a look at today's topic, talking about origin and residence. I'll share my screen with you. Number 3. So it will be interesting to hear where everyone is from and where everyone lives. Again, you can just make this up. It would be nice to find out where you're from, but if you don't feel comfortable with that, just make it up. If you don't know what the name of the place is in English, then just write it in your language and we will figure it out together. Usually cities keep their name, except very big cities. There's sometimes a translation. And for the countries, that's a mixed one. So if you don't know, just write it in your own language. So here again, we have formal and informal. Woher kommen Sie? From where do you come? Formal. Ich komme aus. And for example, here I would say, ich komme aus Deutschland. Informal. Woher kommst du? Ich komme aus Deutschland. Again, the answer is the same. It doesn't matter if someone talks to you in a formal address or in an informal address. Now, there is a kind of issue with the question, from where do you come? It depends on the context. So if someone has a suitcase in their hand and they're saying, ich komme vom Flughafen, I come from the airport, that usually means they are just arriving from a trip. So let's have a look here. Ich komme gerade aus der Innenstadt. So often Germans add gerade, and I'm coming from downtown. Ich komme gerade vom Zahnarzt. I'm coming from the dentist. Ich komme gerade aus Toronto. I'm coming from Toronto. So if you have the word gerade in there, then you can be sure that this is just where the person has last been, but it's not the origin. Now, the other question we want to ask is, wo wohnen Sie? Where do you live? Ich wohne in Ottawa. Or informal, wo wohnst du? Ich wohne in Ottawa. Let's have a look here. Mrs. Peters wants to find out from Mr. Schmidt where Mr. Schmidt comes from. And both answer with the name of the country. Frau Peters, guten Tag, Herr Schmidt. Woher kommen Sie? Guten Morgen, Frau Peters. Ich komme aus Deutschland. Und woher kommen Sie? Ich komme aus den Vereinigten Staaten. So, woher kommen Sie? You don't need that. You could just say und Sie, because we know we are talking about the question, woher kommen Sie? I come from the United States. I come from Germany. Now, Mrs. Peters wants to find out from where Mr. Schmidt comes. So this time they are talking about the city. Guten Tag, Herr Schmidt. Woher kommen Sie? Guten Morgen, Frau Peters. Ich komme aus Hamburg. Und woher kommen Sie? Ich komme aus New York. Now, we could combine both of these. Guten Tag, Herr Schmidt. Woher kommen Sie? Guten Morgen, Frau Peters. Ich komme aus Hamburg. Das ist in Deutschland. Und woher kommen Sie? Ich komme aus New York. Das ist in den Vereinigten Staaten. This time, Mrs. Peters wants to find out where Mr. Schmidt lives. Guten Tag, Herr Schmidt. Wo wohnen Sie? Guten Tag, Frau Peters. Ich wohne in Hamburg. Das ist in Deutschland. Und wo wohnen Sie? Ich wohne in San Francisco. Das ist in den Vereinigten Staaten. So we see here Mr. Schmidt is from Hamburg and also lives in Hamburg. Here now the whole conversation. Guten Tag, Herr Schmidt. Woher kommen Sie? Guten Morgen, Frau Peters. Ich komme aus Hamburg in Deutschland. Und Sie? Ich komme aus New York. Das ist in den Vereinigten Staaten. So either you could say the name of the city and then just in and the country, or you make it two sentences and mention the city first, and then that is in the United States. Wo wohnen Sie? In New York? Nein, ich wohne in San Francisco in den Vereinigten Staaten. Und Sie? Ich wohne in Hamburg. Now, here we go to the informal conversation between Bettina und Marco. Hallo Marco, woher kommst du? Hallo Bettina, ich komme aus Spanien. Und woher kommst du? Ich komme aus Deutschland. Again, you can leave woher kommst du out again because we had the question here before. So the context is clear. Now they answer with a city. Hallo Marco, woher kommst du? Hallo Bettina, ich komme aus Sevilla. Und woher kommst du? Ich komme aus München. You see here, München, for example, is one of the cities that is translated. So if you are an English speaker, you know the city with the name of Munich. Sevilla, so the pronunciation here depends on whether you have a little bit of a feeling for foreign languages and maybe speak a couple foreign languages. Depending where you are, you could also find Sevilla or Sevilla. But Marco definitely would say he comes from Sevilla because he seems to be born in Spain. So, hallo Marco, woher kommst du? Hallo Bettina, ich komme aus Sevilla in Spanien. Und woher kommst du? Ich komme aus München in Deutschland. So here we have the city and the country. Again, the city and the country. Hallo Marco, wo wohnst du? Hallo Bettina, ich wohne in München. Und du? Ich wohne auch in München. So in this case, both persons live in Munich. So ich wohne auch in München. So if you're not sure about the country, as I said, just make something up or pick a country that I mentioned here. Maybe that's the country where you would really like to live in. So here the whole conversation. Hallo Marco, woher kommst du? Hallo Bettina, ich komme aus Sevilla in Spanien. Und du? Ich komme aus München. Das ist in Deutschland. Wo wohnst du? In München? Ja, ich wohne in München. Und du? Ich wohne auch in München. So this would be our full conversation between Bettina and Marco in the informal way. Now here are our sentence building blocks. Woher kommen Sie? And then it's Frau for Mrs. or Ms. and Herr. And I put a name here. Und woher kommst du? And here you would put the first name. And the answer is always ich komme aus. Very important, the preposition is aus. Ich komme aus Deutschland. Ich komme aus Spanien. Ich komme aus Barcelona. Now, if you're asking for the place of residence, then it's wo wohnen Sie, Frau, Herr Müller? Wo wohnst du, Martina oder Markus? And the answer is ich wohne in. So the preposition is in. Ich komme aus, aber ich wohne in. So the task for the day is write one formal and one informal dialogue, asking for the origin and residence of at least one person. And as I said, if you don't know the German translation, don't worry about it. Write it in your own language and we will figure it out. And if you feel like it, you could definitely look online for the translation. But it doesn't matter. The point is that we know how to ask and how to answer with the right preposition. So, ich komme aus, ich wohne in. Again, have fun with this. Don't worry about it too much. You can stay close to our examples here. It's a matter of repeating things. So I will be back in a live later on, and hopefully you have a chance to send and post your dialogues in our private group, because otherwise I don't have anything to talk about in the live. So I will see you later, hopefully in the live, but we will tape it too if you can't join us live. Until then, viel Spaß, have fun und tschüss!